This is going to be a video which tells you about a much more positive world, a better world maybe of the future. It's hypothetical, it's utopian, maybe I'll just call it Utopia by the term coined in Sir Thomas More's book. Utopia is defined as nowhere, and that's the conundrum. That is why it's so elusive. We think of a better place as somewhere in the distant, unknown future, unpredictable, unknown as to its arrival. We think of the better world as something we can't experience. It's just a theory. Okay, because no one has really put a formula to it. Well, even in the book Utopia, I know that there was a formula. He took one example I can give you is that we should get off of gold. The idea that gold has some kind of value which can, control our lives, our efforts, our, work and toil. And he said in there, why don't we just give it up? In its place, we should put iron. There's so much iron, and everybody can have iron. If iron took the place of gold, it would totally open up the system. It would just blow it open wide so that everybody could have wealth. So this is a very interesting concept, but I don't think it is comprehensive. I don't think it's a follow-through plan. I think maybe in terms of regulating metal and making us rethink about metal can be a part of it. But what is the full plan? So here I want to give you some basic ideas that we all need to agree to before I can even develop the rest of it and explain to you these things and bring you on board. First of all, just the most obvious logical part. We have to accept that we have the ability to do this. At the same time, we have to accept the reality and the necessity of it having to be done, that we're in a global crisis. So that's a whole other lesson plan. If you don't understand that yet, you have to take a class where I will point out, everything that's wrong and that has to be dealt with, because people in charge of things are just sitting comfortable and they're passing the buck. Yeah, I piece it together and what I see is a global crisis. I mean, aside from the fact that, a lot of people are doing well and there's lots of things to distract ourselves, but we are, like the Neil Postman said, amusing ourselves to death. I think that was even written in the 1970s. So, aside from that lesson plan, assuming that you are on the same page with me, that there is a global crisis, it's not just global warming, it's not just economic collapse or the threat of World War III, nuclear annihilation, apocalypse. It's not just everything that you see in the news piling up. It's not just that we're spiritually vacant. We don't know who the leader is. We don't know when this guy is coming back. But we're on the same page, and then I can tell you that something should be done, something has to be done, something is being done now. Let's get up to speed on it. Let's get with that program. And again, I say, we are capable of doing that. I am. I need strengthening each day. I need to gather around in a circle. Let's hold hands. Let's pray. Let's clear our minds and get ready for this thing. It's like a team effort. So who's on my team? If you feel like you can do it, it helps me feel like I can do it, and vice versa. I already feel like I can do it. I wake up every day. I'm doing it, folks. I'm doing this since the beginning. I don't need you to tell me that I can do it, but I like the reminder. I like the camaraderie. I like the support, the moral support. I like the fact that the team has pep, has pride. The team has the will to win. So this is very generalistic, but I had to say this at the intro. Next, we get into the specifics of like what is going on and what needs to be changed. Well, I like generalities, I like basics. I like getting back to basics, and that basically translates as getting back to the land. Now that's a mouthful. I just told you a whole lot. Just right there in a nutshell. Everybody needs to be experiencing growing their own food. I don't care what echelon you come from. In fact, the higher you are, the more spoiled you are, the more thick, juicy sirloin steaks that you think are going to be slapped down in front of you on the table, you need to give that all up. You need to go back to putting a seed into the ground, nurturing it, cultivating it, and seeing what you're going to harvest, and rely on that to eat. Getting back to basics, back to the land, growing your own. I've been saying this since even before the 1990s. People will come out of the woodwork and say, yep, he said that. Did he do that? I'm doing it little by little, and it's not easy. Because in today's world, we tend to think that the system is so great because it's taken us away from that problem, that hard work. Just go on food stamps. Let's just get on the supermarket, you know, I get everything out of a box in a styrofoam container. What I'm saying, if you're on my team, we can do that, but we also have to have split it 50-50 and get a program going, get a system going, get a place going where you are growing your own food and you are eating it. If you're not willing to do that, I can't cooperate with you. I'm going to be completely frustrated, and I keep the same standard with everybody. Compare me with Gandhi. Mohandas K. Gandhi. Yeah, I said it right here. You know, if he's some kind of god that you worship, or, you know, he's some kind of saint, and you don't see that in me yet, you're gonna. Compare me with Gandhi. Study Gandhi and his attitude about things and how he standardized and brought everybody down to basics. Marching to the sea for salt against the British. Making his wife scrub the toilet bowl. There's no such thing as an untouchable, you know. We don't get those people, those slaves, to do that work for us. If I want to eat potatoes, I'm going to grow it myself. My wife's going to do it. My child's going to do it. And then the rich man who thinks that he supports me and believes in me because I'm some charismatic revolutionary and he wants to get in my good graces, well, only if they're growing potatoes. If it is potatoes. But, I mean, potatoes not exactly the most healthiest thing to eat. It's very starchy. It is a nightshade. Let's go on and on and on about this. We do need to learn about our plants and our foods. Where does it come from? It does not come from the factory. in a shrink wrap package. Food comes from the land. And if you are not connected with the land, thou shalt not have food. Thou shalt get poison and come down with cancer and every other thing that we're complaining about. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, everybody's sick and they're unhealthy and healthcare costs and yada yada yada, because you don't understand. I'm overhauling the entire system, folks. You will not be sick. You will not be confused. You will not be poor. You will not be any of those things. I can give you a sermon on it and explain to you, and then you're going to do it. I'm not just all about talk. We're about putting our hands into the soil little by little, and then you wash them. Sometimes you see if I got some in the, oh, it's because I've been working out in the soil. I've been doing some, I actually do my own work. I work on my own machines and engines if I have to. But you clean up from it, and you come to the table, and you can have your harvest. You can have your first fruits. You're going to eat it up. You're going to enjoy the fruit of your labor. But if you never do that, and you think it's just the food stamps, or you think, oh, I got it good because I'm running some business over here, and many of you out there will eventually see this. And I'm going to tell you right now, you've been living high off the hog. You don't know anything more than I do, a lot of you out there. And if I'm not talking to you, if you're already humble and if you're already aware and you're spiritually awakened, and then I love you and I'm connected with you, but you need to take this to people around you in your life, your family, your friends, even if they don't listen. You need to make a point. You need to make a stand, who you're with. Tell them this is your team, and you bring it to your employers, your fellow employees. What do they call it? Not your comrades, but whoever you work with. Co-workers. There you go. Co-workers, co-employees. Take this to your neighbors. Take this to whoever. Just show it to people anonymously. Everybody's got mobile apps. You take out your phone. You bring out your phone and just, show it to them. Bring it to power. Bring it into the governor's mansion. So I can talk to them now. Bring me to them. And there they are. And I'm talking to you, all of you. I got the same standard for everyone. Just as I said with Gandhi, I have the same or similar attitude. In this context of now, in America, in the global world, 60 or 70 years later, everybody's got to get back to basics. And I mean everybody. So you prepare yourself, because if you're not ready when I come for it and say, here's your place, let's get together and do it, then it's not exactly going to be reality, right? It's just going to be like me being virtual, like stuck in virtual reality. You think I'm going to be here forever, just in a YouTube video? I'm coming to you. Or I should say, really, I'm only one person. You all are coming to me. You all have to come to me. You need to go through this program, or else we're not going to get to the utopia, to the great promised better world. You need to come to that. Now, if you don't understand, if you're just hearing this video, check out all the other videos and see that I've been talking this through and developing it and putting out my invitation since the beginning. It's not just this one video, this one moment, these few minutes. What is it now? 14 minutes on there? I'm talking to you and reminding you of the first points. Get to the same page. There's a global crisis that has to be faced. You're capable of doing it. You're powerful beyond belief, just like myself. We need to get together on this. And growing food would be like the best tangible option. Like people say, oh, he's vague, or he's spiritual, he's mystical. We don't understand. You do understand. I'm saying if you want to eat, go to the land, put seeds in, grow stuff, wash your hands off, come sit with me at the table. That's the plan. Everything else, I'm going to attach it to that. But that's the first basis of everything. So, I think that's all I'm really going to give you right now, because it's really my litmus test about all of these. So, you don't need to make the decision instantly. You know, let it sit with you for a while. Keep watching the videos. Keep hearing me talk about the mainstream news, all these things that they want us to focus on, that I'm just like taking for a moment. I'm stealing it away from them for a while. I'm stealing the headlines, you know that. I'm stealing the headlines slowly but surely. I can talk about everything, just like Russell Brand or whoever else is out there with they're getting up on their stump and preaching and proselytizing, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm doing it too. But nobody tells me how to do it. I'm my own man, and that's what people need in me. You know, that no one else tells me what to do. And even if you don't like it about me, what you can still respect is the fact that I do it myself. And you're disagreeing with me. You're not disagreeing with some corporation or something else. It is from me. It's from me. Okay? So, I want to see you out in the fields with me, out in the garden. It's actually a great environment. Try it. You're going to love it. Just try it.